in Edgecam, normally to fit stock, we'd use this icon here, which is very easy to fit stock. But that only works when we've got a solid model. Now, most people should be and will be using solid models when they're programming Edgecam nowadays. But you might for some reason be programming using lines. Now, I'm not advocating that you use lines to program Edgecam. It's pretty outdated now, but you can draw lines and create anything you want. And if you want to create a quick program, a very basic quick program, and you don't have a solid model, you might want to just bang some lines in here and quickly turn a part. You will be needing some stock for that part, but there is also another really interesting aspect to this, in that I'm going to use two methods to create stock. And the one method, which creates a piece of stock that is an odd shape, or any shape that you want, it's a very quick way of getting some custom stock, because otherwise you'd have to create a model for your actual turn stock. So if you needed to create some special stock, this might be a good way to do it. So we'll do that way first. What I've got here is I've got a layer which is the shape for my stock, and I've also got a layer which is here, which is the shape for my part. So this shape for my stock, I'm going to show, as well as the shape for my part. So that's the shape for my part, and that's the shape for my stock. And the way that you do this is you go into your geometry tab, you go stock and fixtures. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this auto stock off, stock, and I'm going to say turn billet. And what happens now is it asks me for a turn billet for the stock. So if I go OK, it says select the stock entities. So I'm going to double click here, and it's selected that whole line, and that's now my stock. And the great thing about that now is I can tell Edgecam to use that as stock for a roughing cycle, so it will then rough that out as an actual part. So continuing from where we left off there, I've gone on to create a machine, and this shape here is my component shape, my part shape, and I've done a rough turn. I've done a rough turn operation to rough turn that. But what I've done in my it's just something I wanted to alter on this tool actually that I forgot to do, which is to make it constant surface speed, which is always a good idea. I'll OK that. So I've got constant surface speed on that tool, and on my roughing cycle here, my rough turning, you'll see that in my stock options I've put use the current stock. So that means that and can cycle is not checked. It won't do a can cycle for what I'm about to do, because it can't make any sense of it. So I've added an update stock. You'll notice in my quick access toolbar I've got this update stock icon. Saves me keep having to find it. So watch my video on this customized quick access toolbar, because it's well worth doing, saves you a lot of time. So I've done an update stock. I've told it to turn this shape, and I've told it to use my stock that I've already created. So if we go straight over into simulation and just run this out, you'll see the way it works. Roughs that, job done. So that's really good if you've got any special stock, because don't forget I've picked a really simple shape here, but it doesn't have to be, and you're just drawing it with a simple line drawing. You can stick rads in, chamfers, anything you want. So you can create your stock. If for example a forging, you might try and use G73, which profiles the actual shape, but the trouble is that just moves the shape by a set amount, and in my opinion, in my experience, I don't find that very successful. But this is really good in Edgecam, because you're actually creating some stock, and you're creating that stock as a special piece of stock, and then Edgecam looks at it and says, right, that's what I've got to machine. So just to finish this video off nicely, I'm going to show you the other way to create stock from lines. If you've got lines here like this and you want to create your stock, and don't forget, this is the old-fashioned way, but it's still quite quick really, as a way of producing stock. So what I'm going to do this time, I'm going to produce stock. Make sure you've got this on stock and not fixture, because you do have the option of fixture, so don't get confused on that. So I'm saying stock, and I'm going to say automatic, and what I can do here is my start extension. This is how much is going to be in my chuck. So in this case I'm going to have 15 mil in my chuck. I can have whatever I want. I could have 12 mil in the chuck. This is sort of how much is on that end, and then this is how much I'm going to face off, and this extension is how much I'm going to make it bigger on radius. Now it might be worth looking at your component first and doing a quick calculation to calculate where your stock actually is. So if I was to say to this, I want 2 mil on the radius of this part extra, and then that's just automatically, doesn't even ask me to click the part or anything, just automatically added that to my part. And that would, it's this time it is a 3D type thing, so it's just as good as anything else you'll produce, and it's very, very easy to do. Don't forget to like and share this video and click on the bell so you get updates. If you've got any questions or anything, just stick them below and I'll try and answer them if at all possible, or you can email me. The company is underneath CNC Training Centre, so you can contact me there, and thanks for watching.